It's nearing springtime on the Appalachian Front. The sun is out, and it's about time that we go on a new adventure. Our first stop is Hidden Happiness Bee Farm. A place made up of hard work, ambition, and of course, bees. Hidden Happiness Bee Farm is home to many things. Treats, beekeeping classes, bee-themed ornaments, and the owner, H.S. Green. H.S. Green loved bees growing up and received his first beehive from his uncle. After a discouraging year of him losing all bees, he decided he wanted to take some beekeeping classes and become a professional beekeeper himself. Let's hear what he has to say about Hidden Happiness Bee Farm.
My name is H.S. Green. I'm the owner of Hidden Happiness Bee Farm right here in Deep Gap, North Carolina. 10 years ago, I had never had a hobby. I'd worked with wood all my life. So the local bee club was offering a beginner's course. I said, I'm going to take it. I took it, fell in love with it. Here I am. Every third bite of food we eat, guess who's responsible?
Did you say it's the bees?
The bees. This is my home place. I never left. So we're at the foot of the Blue Ridge Mountains where it starts. I don't want to live nowhere else because I can see the seasons change, the temperature is good, the view on the mountains here where we live changes 12 months out of the year. So I get to see all different things all year long.
Could you tell me about what services and products you guys offer here?
We offered everything for the beginner beekeeper to the seasoned guy to guys who have had bees for years. We build a woodenware here. We offer all the products from the hive to medication to bottling to extractions, all that stuff.
And so you guys sell your own honey here then, right?
We sell our own honey here that we produce. We run 40 hives out back. This year in 2020 was my best year in 10 years. Sarahwood was phenomenal, which is Salt Lake, North Carolina. My girls out of 40 hives produced me 1,500 pounds. Most people doesn't know that honey is sold by weight, not volume. 1,500 pounds, if you looked at a 55-gallon drum, 1,500 pounds is 2 1/2 drums full of honey. That's a lot of honey. Now, when I went into the winter with my first 3, it was a learning curve. I lost all 3. Rather than throwing my hands up, it made me that much eager to learn how to keep them alive. So it went from 3 the first year till 6 the next year. I came out with 6 during the winter. I was tickled to death. Now I'm up to 40 plus hives.
How long would you say it takes for like a beekeeper, a beginner, to feel more seasoned or feel more prepared?
The first year is a learning curve, tremendous learning curve. Second year, you get a little better. Third year, you get a little more comfortable. After the third year, you begin to be on your way. It takes about 3 years.
Could you tell us what kind of bees we have in this area of North Carolina in general?
We've got Italians, Caucasians, Russians, different types. Now, some of them are different temperamentals. Some of them likes cold weather better. Some's more mite resistance, but also we like bees that builds up fast, which Italians do, and produce honey. That queen, we're gonna start with her. She's the most important thing in that box. She's the largest bee in that box. The drones are males. He only has 2 jobs. He eats and he mates the queen. That's his only job. Now, the worker, that's the next most important thing to the queen, because without the workers, we wouldn't have any honey. Now, the workers are the smallest, queen's the largest, the drone's the next size to the queen.
Why is the honeybee one of the most interesting insects to you?
That's the most fascinating little six-legged creature I have ever studied. They all have commands. They all work together as a colony. Think of the bees in a colony. During a full-blown colony in the middle of the nectar flow, like in July, they can be anywhere from 40 to 60,000 bees per colony. They all have a job and all know what to do. The gentleman here on the wall in this classroom is named Bob Coles. Passed away in 2020, and he was 92 years old, lived in Todd, North Carolina. He traveled the globe teaching foreign countries how to raise bees, how to keep bees, and raise queens. Of all the beekeepers I have ever talked to, this guy had the most knowledge of anybody I ever talked to. On the ceiling, we're so proud we built this thing here in-house. Our logo has 7 pieces with a bee in the center, and it begins, had it not been for the honeybee. No honey, no vegetables, no fruits, and finally no people.
So remember the next time you're trying to swat that bee away from your head, that you wouldn't have those hands without the honeybee itself. Honeybees have been continuously going endangered due to the climate chaos that goes on within the world. Temperature extremes and the fluctuation of weather has been and will continue to be destroying their ecosystems until there's something done about it. So don't be afraid to let your local population of bees and beekeepers grow and prosper. A simple way to support your local beekeepers and honey producers is just to add a little bit of honey to that coffee in the morning. In case you haven't noticed yet, I'm a big coffee guy. I used to blame it on the lack of sleep and the need to wake up in the morning. But I think the real issue is there's just too many good coffee shops around the Appalachian Front. Our first example, Local Lion, will show you exactly what I mean. Found on Blowing Rock Road, Local Lion offers fresh donuts and fresh coffee. For the past 4 years, Dakota Styler has been managing Local Lion. We were able to sit him down and learn how he feels about Local Lion.
Yeah, so I'm Dakota Styler. I'm the manager here at Local Lion.
How'd you get into it? What made you come here?
So I got this job initially while going to university at App State. It was kind of just a barista part-time job. And after graduation, I didn't really want to leave Boone. Had a good thing here. I liked the culture here, and I just stayed with it. The owner, Josiah, is born and raised in Boone. Went to App State, lived here all his life, and got really into coffee and started to look into it, and just found this to be a project of passion, really. That's something that you wanted to do. The name is actually from one of their camping trips on Snake Mountain, which is around here. Him and his wife were camping up there one night, and he went out way to get firewood, and then that same trail that he took to get the firewood, his wife saw a mountain lion jump out on that trail like minutes before he came back.
Wow.
And they told some people at the university in the biology department, and no one was like, yeah, I don't really think there's any mountain lions in here. We haven't seen any traces of them for years. And then about a few months later, they were notified that indeed there were mountain lion traces in the area, and their story was essentially confirmed. And they essentially let kids pick from a list of names, and Local Lion was the winner. We make a lot of espresso-based drinks, as well as a lot of drip coffee that we do. Those are primarily our 2 main drinks. The Queen Anne's Lace is a really popular drink, which is a latte with cinnamon, vanilla, and caramel. Really delicious.
What house beans do you guys have here?
Every bag that's in the shop is a bag from all over the world, different countries. We always have Indonesian coffees, African coffees, Central and South American coffees. Our most popular ones are going to be Central and South America, so a lot of Guatemala, Nicaraguas, Brazils, Colombians.
What's your favorite?
I really like a good Ethiopian, something that's a natural process that's got a lot of fruit and brightness to it. Donuts is the big thing that we do. We do them homemade. It's a 1930s recipe, and the owner was actually kind of about this time that local line was coming into shape. Met this really renowned baker. He had this really old recipe, had all this old equipment, and he was essentially ready to pass it on to the next person that wanted to take on that on. So he kind of taught him about the trade and how to make donuts.
What do you guys find is your main demographic at the local Lion? Who do you serve the most?
It's tough because there are a lot of students who definitely come through, but we also have a lot of locals, and a good amount of tourists seem to find us too, which is fantastic. So I think probably students are the biggest population, but there's definitely something to be said for the greater Boone community at large.
Can you speak on the importance of the local Lion and the Boone community and whatnot?
I mean, it seems to be like a really, I think of it as an important place. It seems like a lot of people like to come here for just a meetup, just a conversation, or whether it be just on their way to work, on their way out for a hike or something, to get fueled up, to get that cup of coffee from the drive-thru or something like that.
Are you guys planning on anything exciting, any future endeavors or openings?
So the owner is planning on opening a space downtown that should be coming sometime in the summer. It's going to be on King Street. It's in the works a little bit, so it's not fully announced.
It seems that coffee shops are the glue that hold college towns together. But of course, there's a great reason for this. It allows for some time away. It gives the excuse to take a breather, to take your coffee and take a few sips of it and forget everything else that's going on around you. It gives you a chance to leave your house or your work and get some time outside. It gets you away from the normal everyday life that we're all stuck inside. That's why we also checked out Talia Espresso. Located on King Street, this is one of the 5 locations Talia has acquired. We spoke with one of the baristas, Ruth Heaton, to see how she felt about Talia Espresso.
My name is Ruth Heaton. I work for Talia Espresso, and I'm a barista. I've been working here since October. We sell specialty coffee drinks and also an assortment of teas and smoothies and other beverages.
What types of coffee do you guys sell?
We sell a lot of specialty lattes, and we don't actually brew coffee, we only do espresso drinks. My favorite drink is the Cup of Sweetness. It's really good. It has cinnamon and honey and half and half. It's really good with oat milk too. And then I also really like the cheese Danish.
And what's the main demographic you find here?
In Boone, it's definitely students, but the other locations are definitely just like residents. The most popular drink is the White Owl. That one's really popular. People love it.
And she was more than correct. I loved it, and there's no doubt in my mind that you'll love it too. And that goes for everything at Talia Espresso. So be sure to add Hidden Happiness Bee Farm, Local Lion, and Talia Espresso to your to-do list next time you're traveling on the Appalachian Front.